Women who are in abusive relationships, it's not the other person that's 100% at fault. And if you actually get out of denial and take a look at all the other areas of your life, you probably have toxic relationships with your friends too. You probably have toxic relationships with your boss too. Like, you can be codependent with anyone. It doesn't always have to be a romantic partner. Like, a parent and a child can be codependent. And if the trauma that was experienced hasn't been dealt with, you haven't healed from, you haven't practiced assertive communication, like healthy boundary setting and not actual manipulation or control, you will continue to replicate these experiences across different environments. One of the first steps in setting healthy boundaries is having the capacity to deal with yourself. You need to learn how to regulate your own emotions after you get out of denial. If you're still in denial, you're going to say, there's nothing I need to do differently. If you get out of denial, you're going to say, okay, maybe I need to identify my triggers. Maybe I need to take a pause before I respond to people on the internet and in real life too. And then you can clearly identify, what are your needs? What do you need? And then you set that boundary, and then you enforce your boundary. You don't step out of your boundary and make somebody follow your boundary. You set it there. So if you see a video, for example, you don't go on somebody else's channel and say, you must stop doing this. You have to do this. You have to do that. You see the video and you say, I am not going to invite chaos into my life. One of the boundaries that I set is I'm not going to listen to anybody that I feel is talking negatively about me. Please do not recommend channel to me. Not interested, right? That's what you click, or you keep scrolling. You enforce the boundary for yourself. You don't tell other people what to do. If the person is important to you, you have an intimate relationship, a friend. If a friend is like always late, you could say, hey girl, if it bothers you, right? Hey girl, because I have a friend who's always late, 10, 15 minutes late. It's not a big deal to me. It's not like we lose reservations or anything. It's not a big deal. But if you have a friend who's 30 minutes late, an hour late, you all are missing activities, she's not showing up for things on time, you can say, hey girl, I really enjoy you. I love hanging out with you, but I'm a little concerned that you're always late to things and we end up missing things. You pause, you hear what her response is. Does she care? Does she not care? Even if she says she cares, her behavior is going to inform you of next steps. You don't come back after this conversation and say, you need to show up on time. No, right? We're not telling people what to do. We're not trying to control other people. For yourself, and you don't have to communicate this to her, but you can if you want to. You could say, you know what? If you're not going to be able to, get to things on time and we're just going to miss them, maybe we should just hang out at home. Or maybe we shouldn't hang out at all, right? These are things you can say or cannot say. If she is inviting you to something, you can say, no, thank you, or I'm not available. Or you can say, how about you come over here, or I come over there instead. Because she's not a person that can respect your boundaries when it comes to time. That doesn't mean you don't have to X people out of your life because they have an issue with time or whatever the boundary is. But you can find different ways to accommodate them being in your life, being in your space. Or you can say, this person does not work for me and I am going to remove myself from this situation. That is how a boundary is enforced. But there are steps before that you have to practice. Like, I don't just have my clients start with setting the bar. Like, we have to understand what your needs are, what's important to you, what bothers you, what triggers you. How do you regulate your own self so that you're not lashing out at people? And then we can practice setting these healthy boundaries and enforcing them with other people.